Greetings, friends. This is Michael Swain, Executive Director of 4SA, and I'm here with my colleague, Daniela Ellerbeck, our in-house attorney, and we're coming to give you an update on some of the key religious freedom issues that we've been dealing with last week and this week. So without more ado, Daniela, last week you were in Parliament and you were making a presentation on behalf of 4SA on the hate speech bill. Do you want to give us a little bit of a background of what happened, and then I can maybe look at what's the next steps that we're going to be taking?
Sure. So, Michael, the controversial hate speech bill continued to make its way through Parliament. And basically, what this bill seeks to do is to criminalize hate speech and send those found guilty to jail for up to 8 years. Now, the bill is currently in front of the second House of Parliament, namely the National Council of Provinces, or NCOP. And last week, as you said, the NCOP heard oral submissions, including from 4SA. Now, in a nutshell, like we said, the bill seeks to criminalize hate speech, which the bill, in simple language, defines as an expression that one incites harm, two promotes or propagates hatred against a group of people specifically listed in the bill. And again, the bill proposes a maximum jail sentence of up to 8 years imprisonment. Now, 4SA's oral submission focused on the major problem with the bill, namely that the definition of hate speech is too wide. A point repeatedly made was that the bill, which aims to criminalize hate speech, fails to define hate. Now, the result of this overbroad and vague definition is that speech that is not hate speech, but simply speech that people hate, will be criminalized. For example, hate speech will include harmful speech, but harm encompasses subjective and vague types of harm, such as emotional and social harm. To top it all off, as we've said, hatred, the essential element of hate speech, is not defined. Now, a major religious freedom concern that 4SA raised was that the religious exemption clause is worded in such a self-defeating way that it offers little practical protection for well-meant religious speech. Now, Michael, given that this bill is in front of the second House of Parliament and they've just heard oral submissions, what happens next?
Well, the next thing they're going to be doing is obviously considering the oral submissions and, of course, all the many, some 70,000 plus written submissions. And our hope is that they will take those not just to heart, but will also amend the draft of this bill. So that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that they will heed the many voices over actually three public consultations that they've opened up on this bill and protect properly the rights of the faith community in particular, and also specifically to do what they should do in the hate crimes and hate speech bill, which is to define hate. So, yeah, we have been fighting this and we will continue to fight it right up until the end. And we're certainly hopeful of a positive outcome. The other thing, of course, we've been doing, Daniela, is we've been and have made a written submission. And now this week, oral submissions are open on the Expropriation Bill. And we have a very narrow, as 4SA, limited interest in this, which specifically is that no religious organization should ever have their property expropriated without any compensation whatsoever, because all property owned by religious organizations is typically used for the benefit of the community and also has been paid for in most cases by members of those specific communities. So, Daniela, tell us what's happening. Again, you were in a virtual hearing this morning. Maybe just give us an update and a way forward there.
So, Michael, 4SA was due to deliver an oral submission today, Wednesday, the 27th of September, to, again, this bill's in front of Parliament's second house, so to the NCOP. Now, our concerns include the too wide definition of property. We will recommend, seeing as 4SA was not, the committee ran out of time for the oral submissions today, and we'll have to allocate more time to further oral submissions, where 4SA will then be slotted in as they ran out of time to hear our oral submission. But we will recommend that the definition of property be rewritten to restrict it to land only, because at the moment it includes everything from ideas to the clothes on your back. And for this reason, that we also recommend Parliament remove all provisions that allow expropriation without compensation from the bill, or alternatively, that Parliament approaches the Constitutional Court for a declarator on whether nil compensation is constitutional. We will also specifically request Parliament to insert a special exemption clause in the bill that protects land owned or specifically used in connection with the exercise of the constitutional rights to religious freedom and of religious communities. So to protect this land that's being used for religious purposes from being expropriated. Now, Michael, the CRL Rights Commission is busy with the Religious Freedom Survey that the public can participate in until Friday this week, the 29th of September. Now, why is this such an important opportunity for the religious community?
Well, of course, the CRL Rights Commission is a Chapter 9 institution. It's an institution of state, and it therefore carries a lot of clout when it actually speaks on the mandate that it has to protect and promote the specific right to religious freedom, which is one of the 3 mandates that it has. And very importantly, they have now put out a survey basically asking the faith community for their experience and their concerns about how religious freedom has been protected, is being protected in current legislation, and what are the concerns that they may have about how it might not be protected in future legislation. And this survey is key because the inputs that it receives will, in all likelihood, end up in the form of a report, which then goes to government, which we could certainly then use in any court case that we may be involved with as 4SA regarding religious freedom, because we very much believe, and we are certainly pretty confident, that this right has not been properly and duly protected and respected since 1994. So this is a great opportunity, and it literally takes 10 minutes. I mean, we have on the 4SA website, on our homepage, we have a simple click through to a page where people can not only access the survey itself, but they can also see the concerns that we have in response to the very few questions that the CRL are asking. So we want to encourage everybody, if you have literally 10 minutes, it's absolutely important that you engage with this survey, that you put your submission in, and you only have until this coming Friday, the 29th at 12 o'clock to do so. So we encourage you to do so. It's a big moment, it's a big opportunity. So please do take advantage of that.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Michael, this has been a wrap-up of quite a busy 2 weeks for 4SA, 2 parliamentary submissions, the CRL rights survey. Going ahead, is there anything that you want to highlight for anyone?
Well, we're about to face another big one, and we're going to be making separate videos on it, and we're just waiting for it to actually be published in the Government Gazette and open for comment. And that is the General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill, called GILAB. We call it the Spy Bill. It's probably the most invasive and intrusive piece of legislation that we have yet seen. We don't want to underemphasize that, but we will be going on to explain it in much more detail. And we need everybody to be ready to engage and to make submissions on this GILAB bill. So get ready. It's coming shortly. It's been approved by Cabinet already. It's before Parliament. They're looking for a time to slot it in. So we will certainly be in touch in the fight for faith and freedom. So thank you for your support. And we really encourage you to stay engaged. Go on our website, go on our Facebook page, look at our YouTube videos. And thank you for your stand with us in protecting this most vital and fundamental right to religious freedom.
Good day. This is Daniela Ellerbeck, the Legal Advisor to Freedom of Religion South Africa. Remember to like and share this video, and then click on the subscribe button to make sure you never miss our video updates on vital religious freedom issues.